this has to do with encroachment. Okay. An encroachment, can you explain what an encroachment is?
Yeah, so it can happen in various ways, but the most popular way that we see in our firm is going to be fence encroachments, right? A lot of times people put up a fence, they might not realize where the boundary line is between this property and that property, and so they may end up what we call encroaching onto their neighbor's property.
So would you recommend for, let's say, a property owner who has someone else's fence on their property that they can just get a bulldozer and like knock it down?
Right. Well, yes and no, right?
Yes and no.
I mean, it all depends. We have certainly utilized, aggressive tactics that may challenge somebody to sue them, right? At the end of the day, if, according to their lawyer's advice, they've done all their due diligence, and due diligence means a survey of the land. They're certain that the fence is on their property, within their property line when it shouldn't be, and things like that. Sometimes that may be part of the advice. Is that what I ask you to do right on day one without knowing anything about the case? Absolutely not. And then you do have to be careful, because whoever has put up that fence, that is also property that belongs to them. So even though it is on your property, there's still the idea that they spent money on the materials of the fence and things like that. So I think sometimes what that does is just open up, despite them being in the wrong, the other side, I think it might open them up to more liability that we don't need.
What's a common strategy in dealing with these claims? What's a common strategy as a real estate firm to handle this when someone has a fence on someone else's property?
So usually what we'll do is make sure that the other side knows first. So a demand letter is really important to start with in those particular cases, because they may have gotten a survey that was wrong. The fence company they hired may have done it inappropriately, and it may have been completely innocent. It's very important not to start in an emotional place for a legal issue. I think it's very easy to get there because it feels so personal. How dare they put a fence on my property, right? I am angry. But sometimes there are real reasons why the neighbor may not have realized that it is where it is. And it could be very much the fencing company. It could be that the surveyor made a mistake, or there's conflicting surveys, and that needs to be figured out.
Wow.
So usually we will first approach the neighbor and tell them, hey, this is our proof. It is showing that your fence is, encroaching on my client's property, and you need to remove it. And then usually we'll give a timeline for that. Right.
Wow.